Yeah, like I do think both Nolan and Baker will get nominated for director. And I also think they're both going to get
Whoa, 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 whoa,
nominated.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Fuck. Come on. Okay. Baker's not getting a fucking Oscar nomination for this film. It's good. It's not fucking that good. Not to be nominated as a 20 something year old guy that made a fucking $750,000 film.
It is good to be back and not just listening to us, but in the cinema because we're talking movies, we're talking Obsession and The Odyssey. Chris, I'm your freaky Nicky.
Listen, I'm sorry for the theatrics. I don't know why. I do that. Hey, everybody, and welcome back. It's another episode of How'd You Like That Movie? I'm Chris Langford, filmmaker and film critic, here with Scott Vega, my co host, actor, dad, movie lover, film critic, and such like that. For those of you who've been listening for a long time, you'll be like, hey, where were you guys? Well, both Scott and I were watching a bunch of World Cup soccer, or football as it's properly called. So welcome back. We're going to be talking about Obsession. We're also going to be talking about the Odyssey, other stuff. We're just going to catch you all up. There's going to be a bit of chit chat. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe. Also, please, if you're listening to this on Apple or on Spotify, give us a 5-star review. Put something in the comment section. You can also email us at www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com. That all out of the way. Scott, it's good to see you again over the interwebs. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing well. It's good to see you too. Now we're back to like out of person contact. We've had our little like
Yeah, I've spent too much time with you in person. I need to go back to this. And we can stop talking. We're going to talk a little bit about football, and then we're going to actually get back to what we normally do, which is talk about movies. General top line, how'd you feel about the World Cup?
a little disappointed about Portugal not making it through, but all in all, very very topical, very like there did not go a day without like some kind of headline or some kind of possible what's the word
Scandal?
yeah, happening. So much so the guy's probably losing his job now.
Yeah, I saw. So they wanted to then expand the tournament. Then they wanted to sell off a component. Well, and by they, I mean Fantino. That's the president. The Europe said no, we'll boycott everything. Everybody else kind of fell in line. And now it looks like UEFA has called for his resignation, which I think would be great for football. Because who knows how, like, we thought the last guy, Sepp Blatter, was the most corrupt. And then this guy came around and was like, hold my champagne while I hold DT's balls and nuts in my mouth. So, yeah, man, like as a German fan, I'm only feeling slightly better than the Italians. But we do have Jurgen Klopp, the man with the turkey teeth, who does what is it, Travago?
Travago commercials that you didn't even know.
I didn't even know it was him because his teeth look so great. He's taking over the Deutsche Fußballbund, so it'll be good. You know what? Maybe we'll do some, our favorite football movies like Benham like Beckham or Victory or something like that in a later show. Anyway, people are like, okay, I'm sick of it. I haven't heard you guys in a long time, and now you're talking about fucking soccer. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. How do you want to do this? You want to go Obsession first? Do you want to actually before we do that? What have you seen? What else have you seen? We're going to talk about Obsession. We're going to talk about the Odyssey. What have you seen lately that you have enjoyed, including maybe some TV stuff because that's a pretty big set of media that people are checking out.
Yeah, I did watch the new Spider-Man. Very good. Definitely enjoyed it. I watched a movie called Tuner. I don't know if you saw that. Very well done. Old school, like brings a lot of like old school, like Brian De Palma vibes, like blowout stuff. Very
Where was this?
Blowout? Or
No, no,
sorry,
not
Tuner.
blow.
I just rented. It was on. I just rented it on Apple.
Tuner, like to tune
Tuner.
something.
Yeah, yeah. He's the basic thing is he has a disease where his hearing is like so attuned that he has to like deafen his hearing a bit, but he's a piano tuner, which
Okay.
then with his disease finds that he can now crack safes. So he goes into kind of a life of crime to help his mentor with
So it's
medical
like it's
bills.
like blowout meets thief.
Yeah, yeah. But really it was well done. Definitely recommend that one. I'm trying to think. I saw Disclosure Day. I liked it. I don't know if anybody else did, but I enjoyed the shit out of it. It reminded me of old school Spielberg. So yeah, and yeah, and then that off top line because I didn't prepare for this. Those are the ones off off the top of my
That's
head
okay, man. You're just
that
talking
I
about
did.
you. Did
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you did like Disclosure Day?
I did like it. I did. It reminded me like, and that's the thing. I'm a big Spielberg fan, so I enjoy anything he kind of does, except for BFG. But but yeah, I like the shit out of it. Spielberg aliens, you can't go wrong.
So Spielberg, so Disclosure Day looks like didn't do so great at the box office. It had $115 million budget. It only did 240. So that's not great.
Yeah,
That's definitely not great. Spider-Man's already at 900 million on again.
yeah,
I think it's a $250 million budget. Didn't it open on Thursday?
yeah, yeah. It
Like
opened
that's
this week,
fucking insane,
but
man.
I think it was more for like it is well done. Like it's not just like your typical, like it has a lot of emotional resonance to it, and I can see where a lot of word of mouth people that like yourself would have no interest in really going to watch it.
Yeah.
um you would enjoy it as well, like there.
So do you think does it have a rewatchability?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's one of the ones done recently that have the most rewatchability with the Tom Holland, I believe.
And well, if you know nothing of the Spider-Man universe, you're just like, oh, Spider-Man, I like Spider-Man. Could you go watch this movie?
Yeah, yeah, you could. Like they're very good at recapping what happened prior. And if you hadn't watched fuck, what was the last one called? Like Far From Home or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, that twist at the end, or his decision at the end that he did, they pretty much take it in the title sequence card. So how he slowly is being wiped away from everybody's memory is happening in the title sequence card. So you're up to date on everything that's happening once that first fade in happens. So yeah, I think it was really well done.
Well, I
Uh
love that you liked it so much that you have yet to do a TikTok on that. So maybe you should do
Listen, I'm
that.
fuck, man. It's hard, and it's hard to get back into the routine
I know,
after
I know.
getting 2 weeks off, right?
Disclosure Day has got a 79% from the critics. It's got a 70% from the audience. I'm actually surprised that audience score is that high, just because I have heard it was not well received. Some other people that I listened to myself, and then the Spider-Man movie, as we've discussed, has done really great. I can't believe they've done that much already. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is just like such a like that's so much money for like four
A
days of
weekend.
showing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, a weekend, right? So
yeah.
and it's got a 98% and a 90 from the critics. So it's like people are liking it, critics are liking it. Obviously, the box office is liking it. Yeah, that's amazing. Maybe I will go see this. I don't know. Did you end up seeing the new Evil Dead?
No, that is one I want to go see
Yeah, I
because
heard it's
I
not
am,
bad.
yeah, I am a fan of it. But also, I think it's the same thing. It's box. If I'm not mistaken, it's coming on streaming in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I
Like,
saw it as like a pre
yeah, like
pre-release or whatever.
it's getting quickly thrown into streaming. But because I think some of the reasons some of these movies didn't do probably what was projected is because of the movie we're talking about today in terms of obsession. I think that phenom of this movie kind of took away from a lot of other films, right? Because I don't think anybody was expecting this movie to do what it did.
Cool. Hold that thought. So I rewatched The Karate Kid again last night.
Like the original?
Yes, I love that movie. It's so good, man. And there's like an ogre or an onion or a parfait. It has many layers that I feel like I keep pulling away. When I first rewatched it and noticed like how he's a bit of a working class hero, how he actually doesn't take any shit. Like he always fights back. He goes after Johnny with the water at the Halloween costume or the Halloween party. As well, it's funny because they went and do Cobra Kai and it's supposed to be from like Johnny's perspective. And so it was good to go back and see. I mean, I guess it's technically Daniel's perspective, but I would also argue it is what actually happened. Johnny's a fucking dick. Like he deserved everything that fucking happened to him. I don't care about his sad life with his rich stepdad or whatever. But even the stuff about Mr. Miyagi, like his wife and child dying, because even though he was off fighting the Germans in the Second World War, they still stuck them in an internment camp because they were of Japanese descent. And I'm just like, man, there's a lot of great stuff. Also, fucking Bananarama, it's like Cruel Summer is in that movie. I was like, man, like this has got like a decent soundtrack. There's some Survivor in there. Again, it's another one of these films. I think they made it for like $8 million. It did like 300 million bucks. And I realized that Macchio, he's like 22 in that movie. He looks, first off, all the high school kids look like adults. Like they look like they're 30. And he looks like he's 15. And you're watching him at the karate tournament. I'm like, bro, like you're like $120 here. like these guys would have beat the shit out of you when they were fighting you outside or whatever. So I rewatched that. Had a great time with that. Unfortunately, it just kind of goes down from there as far as the Karate Kid movies, their ratings. So I want to rewatch them and see if that's 2 and 3 are still bad. I remember liking 2 as a kid. That's
I remember liking 2.
Yeah, I mean, you get the ice
and that little like little toy that you rub.
The drum.
Yeah, they rub it.
And then I actually so I watched Game of Thrones. I never got into House of the Dragon or Night of the Realm or whatever it is. And so I went back and I rewatched it, and now I'm all caught up actually. And the Night of the Realm one, it's like a single series at this point. I think they're gonna
the Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Thank you.
Yeah.
I binge watched it because I think the episodes are like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Watch that whole thing. So I would recommend if you like Game of Thrones to definitely check those out. But you know what show I really just got into? Fucking Interview with a Vampire. So I had watched the first season. And then I guess there was a big delay between first and second season, and I kind of forgot about it. And then I saw Vampire Lestat came out, and I didn't realize it was actually like the third season. I thought it was like a standalone thing. So I put that on, and it kept being like last episode or last time on Vampire Lestat. And they're showing me all this picture. I'm like, am I fucking like have narcolepsy or something? Like, am I just like falling asleep and missing entire stuff? And it's because I had missed the entire second season. So I went all the way back, rewatched it. By the way, the second season of that show is fucking fantastic. Like high level drama, great like writing and acting and everything else. So it's like highly watchable. Both the first and second season are highly rewatchable. Third season has like peaks and valleys. The ending of the third season was not great. But the actor that plays Lestat he's so like deliciously a prick. Like he's just so into himself, just does whatever he wants. Again, like it's such a great dynamic. So I highly recommend the Interview with the Vampire. And even because of that, I went back and watched the original Interview with the Vampire film from the 90s. And it's way less gay. And by gay, I mean like the homoeroticism in Interview with the Vampire that I thought was like really punchy at the time compared to like the show, which is like like they have lots of sex, like gay sex. You're like, oh, they're really doing like just like gay coded over here. They're like just really good friends. You know what I mean? But yeah, the interview with Vampire Film is also, it stands up really well.
Now,
I
are
think.
you watching the cut or uncut version?
What are you, Joe Patello? You want to know about cut or uncut or
No,
what?
no. Like I know on a if you have the AMC.
Yeah, I watched the director's cut or whatever.
No, I'm talking about the TV show.
Yeah, yeah, it's the uncut. There's an uncut version. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, uncut. So that's the one you're watching.
yeah, the uncircumcised.
What'd you think?
I had no face, no personality.
Oh, so yeah,
So,
100%.
so Joe Patellos. But yeah, so that's what I've been watching. I know that they were doing. Was it Rashomon? What's the one that Fistful of Dollars is? The Kurosawa film. Is it Rashomon?
Rashomon, where it's
Yeah.
the different perspective.
Oh no, that's right. That's right. What's the Fistful of Dollars one? The one where he's just a solitary Ronin that goes into the town. Anyway, they're playing that at the review this weekend on, I think, 35 millimeter. So I had thought about going into Toronto to watch that, and then I'm like, yeah, I can just watch that shit at home. Oh, Yojimbo. It's Yojimbo.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I gotta like look up some more indie films. One of the things I don't, and then trust me, everybody, we'll get into the movies. What I'm not loving about streaming services, and I feel like it's gotten worse, is like going to a movie section and being like, I just want to know what you have like recently added or what are like new releases. And some streaming services will have that section, others will not. I find like if I don't go through and manually find movies and put them in my watch list, or I know like I'm like, I want to watch, The Lives of Others or something, and directly like look for it, you can't find anything. Like it's just like a pile of shit. Like I canceled my Netflix subscription because I was watching so little stuff on there. Anyway, yeah.
All right.
Boomer's gonna boom, even though I'm Gen X.
All right. There you go.
So, are you ready? What do you want to do? You want to do Obsession first?
Whatever you want.
Let's do Obsession first, because then we'll lead into the bigger film. So, go, Scott. Obsession.
All right. So, like, obviously, top line, enjoyed the shit out of it, but I did not want to go watch this movie, like, at all. Like, I had no interest in it, even from like the trailer, everything like that. Like, it didn't really pique my interest. But my daughter was like obsessed, wanted to go watch this movie. And I was like, I don't think this is a movie you want to go with your dad to go watch. Right. I'm like, I don't think my 16-year-old daughter should be taking her dad to go watch this movie, just from little I knew. But I'm super glad that she convinced me to go.
You did end up seeing it with your daughter.
Yeah. So I am glad. Like there was only like the one scene where
the sex scene.
Yeah, so I had to like cover her eyes. Like I'm like,
she's 16, man.
Yeah, but I still don't think that's as a dad, that's just programmed into you.
But isn't that okay? Hold on, let's talk about that scene a bit. And listen, like we're gonna be talking about spoilers, but I don't think it's really gonna spoil anything. At this point, you probably know the general stuff we're gonna talk about when it comes to Obsession, anyways. That scene is important, like to see, because of like how she's just like laying there and just taking it, like, and how like it is not her, it is not free will that she's engaging in this activity. So it is actually like important to see that aesthetic. And I think as a young woman, I get why you don't want to watch some chick getting boned with your daughter, but like it's not just a sex scene. Like it's a very specific sex scene shot for a very specific reason, right?
Correct. The other thing, I loved how he circumvented every idea of what a jump scare would be. Because like I
don't know about, okay, go ahead. Because there's some that are jump scares, like sections where she's sitting in the dark and then like moves quickly towards the camera and stuff like that. To me, it counts as a jump scare, does it not?
No, no. Like the one with her holding the vase like in front of her face, you're expecting like shit to go down. You're like, and you're on the edge of the seat because you're thinking it's coming, and then it's just her putting down the vase and going back to bed. Right? And then all of a sudden they lie in bed normal, and then she like fucking screams like don't leave, and that just like shakes you, right? Because you're not expecting that one at all. um but yeah, I think again, super well done. And with these two films that we're doing, I do think these are going to be the two films that are most talked about and probably have nominations come the Academy Awards. For I don't know if you feel the same way, but I think Indy. I don't know how to Navarrete. Is that how you pronounce her last name?
Oh, the actor?
The actress.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
man, you know how good I am at like this type of stuff. It's Indy Neveretti or something like that. The one who plays Nikki. She was in 13 Reasons Why, Superman and Lois. So we'll see about that. I think she gets a nod. Because remember, there is also what's her name in the Odyssey, who I think is also going to be up for that award.
Hathaway.
Yeah. But I don't know if but she would be supporting, right? So yeah, this would be this would be considered a lead role.
Right.
So I guess it depends on if they put her forward, and if so, what they put her forward for. I would think she's the lead.
Yeah, like I do think both Nolan and Baker will get nominated for director. And I also think they're both going to get nominated.
Whoa, fuck, come on. Okay. Baker's not getting a fucking Oscar nomination for this film. It's good. It's not fucking that good. Not to be nominated as a 20-something-year-old guy that made a fucking $750,000 film. Okay, so let's do this right now. I'll tell you right now, everybody out there listening, is it Corey Baker or Barker?
Isn't it Curry?
It's Curry, because they both have similar names, him and his writing partner. There's Cooper Tomlinson, which is his other partner in his YouTube channel. We'll talk about this a little bit. I feel like we're getting kind of all over the place. It is Curry Barker. Curry Barker is not getting a fucking director's nomination for this movie for the Academy Awards. Okay, that's what I'm saying right now on the 3rd of August, 2026. And you're saying you think he is?
I think so. They're gonna like. I think Nolan's getting best adapted screenplay, like nominated for it. He's gonna get best original nominated, and because for best picture it goes to 10 films. Both of these films will be nominated for best picture.
No. Get the fuck out of here. Best picture. You think this film is getting nominated for Best Picture?
Remember, there's 10 nominees.
For sure. I got to look at all the films that are coming out, because I know there's also, I just did a quick search. Dune's coming out. I think there's also the new, what's the one with the cat?
Robert Eggers, werewolf movie?
Well, Werewolf's coming out. But plus there's the one from, the one where, what the fuck? Katniss, where she goes, it's all dystopian in the future, and the Hunger Games. There's the Hunger Games prequel coming out.
You think that's gonna get nominated for a fucking Best Picture?
I'm just saying there's lots of, the Social Reckoning still has to come out. I just think that, again, I would need to pull up an entire list of what still has to come out. I have to look at like what's already come out. But the idea that fucking Obsession is getting an Oscar nomination is, I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. You are right about the 10 spots, but I just want to roll this back a bit, because again, I feel like we're kind of meandering all over a bit with this film. Okay, so if you haven't seen the film, essentially the premise is dude really like is in the friend zone. We don't even actually know if he's truly in the friend zone, because he actually gets asked, are you interested? And you could, depending on how you read that scene, but he's a fucking bitch coward who doesn't even tell this chick that he likes her. Instead, makes a magical, uses like basically a monkey's paw. I don't want to give too much away, but basically uses a monkey paw to make her be in love with him. And then, well, not hilarity ensues. So that's the basic premise of the film. The film is done by, as we were talking about, Curry Baker. Barker. Jesus Christ, man. All over the place here today. Sorry. First day back. It is done by Curry Barker. He and his buddy have a YouTube channel that's called That's a Bad Idea. Scott, the other guy is Cooper Tomlinson. Have you checked anything out on That's a Bad Idea?
No, I haven't seen anything of it. You?
So they also have, I haven't, but they have another feature that's about 60 minutes that they were looking for a distributor. They couldn't find one. So they just released it. It's called Milk and Cereal, which is like a found footage film. And then he also, and this is what actually leads us into the Obsession feature film, is that Curry Barker had a short film called The Chair, which is on their YouTube channel. You can go watch it. It's got like multiple million views. And it was from there that he was the production company T-Shot Productions, I believe, reached out to him. And they're like, hey, man, do you want to make this into a feature? And he's like, actually, I'd like to pitch this other thing, which is Obsession. They gave him $1 million budget. They actually offered him $2 million to make Bear, which is the protagonist or antagonist of the film. I guess he's technically the protagonist. Good, which he says he turned down. So this film had $1 million budget. They actually made it for $750,000. And at the time of recording, this
it's like
film
450
has made $474 million. So just before because there's some other stuff we're going to talk about when it comes to this budget, because there's a couple things that have got this really in the zeitgeist right now. So they made this thing for basically $1 million. Then they go to TIFF and they sell it to Focus Features for roughly $15 million. And then Focus Features, like I said, has now done $475 million. So they get about $237 million of that after obviously the movie theater takes their cut. And so that leaves them with $222.5 million minus their P&A, which is their like print and advertising. And the reason I bring that up is not just because like, wow, that's amazing, is that there has, and we'll talk about this section a little bit after we finish talking about the film in general. There's been conversations. Their art director has made some comments about how she was only paid $300 a day for 26 days. So she made about $7,000, $8,000. And like everybody that didn't do work made all the money. And whether this is, and I do want to have this conversation before we move on to the Odyssey. And that's the art director, Sally Choi, because she did a social media post calling for industry reform, noting that she made $300 a day on a non-union production while also serving as production assistant, set dresser, graphic designer, and background actor, with some of the crew being paid in gas and mileage. And then the film, and she made those comments when the film was projected to make $250 million. It's now made almost double that. So that is a conversation I want to have with you before we move on to the Odyssey. But so for myself, I thought it was a decent film. I do think that it's not a pacing issue, but I do think it could have been a bit shorter. I probably would have brought this thing in closer to 90 minutes. It's 109 minutes. I think it's in the beginning. I feel like there's a little bit of extra time there that maybe doesn't need to be there. But honestly, the thing's done $400 million. People are watching this shit in the theater. This is not on stream. This is like people going to the movie theater. The guys on movies, the people over at Movies and Chaos were saying it was a lot of like, what is that, Gen Z? I'm Gen X, whatever, the Gen Z. Yeah, Gen Z, not millennials. That it's like Mark Palermo was like, yeah, young people just want to see themselves. Like that, just give them their own fucking movies and they'll go watch them. But yeah, I thought it was scary in the sense of like a thriller, like a tension thriller, not so much like the horror aspects. There is some great violence. The sound design is what the screaming that you're talking about earlier, like that to me, that was some of the most unsettling stuff. Just the like random like, ah!
Stay!
because it would just like shock the shit. It was like getting like hit. It was like getting hit with something in the face. You know what I mean? So it looks really great, and the acting on everybody is really good. But like you said, the actor that plays the lead female character, she is phenomenal, man. Like, yeah, like because she has to go from like normal to kind of like possessed and move back and forth. And she does such a great job. So there's also a lot of like physical acting that happens. So I think there's like big things for her going forward. I know we'll see about the Oscar shit, but like everyone throws around the Oscars like
No. Again, I don't think she's gonna win, but just the fact being nominated. Like right now, she's third. Like
yeah,
in terms
on betting
of
sites, like
yeah.
whatever. Sure, we'll see. But yeah, I thought she did a great job. Actually, I got a couple quotes on this. So Adam Naiman at the Toronto Star. There's nuances. The nuances are beautifully conveyed by Navreti, a fearless actor with extraordinary physical and vocal control. This quite simply is a star-making performance. And yeah, I agree. Like, I actually, on the topic of her, I hope she actually gets to do some really good independent drama, right? Like, I hope, like, let her be a scream queen. Like, if she wants to do some more of that, obviously, great. But, like, she's a really great actor. Again, she did 13 Reasons Why. She's done that kind of those types of dramatic roles. I'd like to see her get some vehicles where she gets, or even bigger dramatic stuff. But I think she'd be a great indie darling if she gets those opportunities and doesn't get pigeonholed to being in genre films. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so she's gonna be in Marvel's X-Men movie.
Okay. Well, that's not the kind of movie I'm talking about. So if you're like a cool indie director, give her a shout because she's I mean, sort of the same way that Mylan Kicks. What's her name there? The young actor. Barbie Ferreira. How she's kind of doing some of this indie stuff. Do that stuff, man. Like you've got the acting chops, and I think it'll really, really come through. I enjoyed the film. For me, I don't find it has a big rewatchability other than there's this scene at the end that I think you and I talked about where I was like, oh, I kind of missed that. But I wouldn't need to see this movie again in the theater. I'd be more than happy to like wait till it's actually like streamed, not even like pay for streaming, and watch it again and just see if like now that I know what the crux of the film is, if I could like take a more of a bird's eye view and pick up some stuff. I mean, it's got great set design. Which again, I think we can talk about when we talk about their art director. Do you have anything else you want to talk about Subset? Should people go see it if they have it in the theater? What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, I do think people should go see it. But I think right now I'm just looking it up. Sorry.
That's okay. Yep.
It has set a record for most VOD streaming in terms of paying for rental. This movie.
Oh, you can pay for it.
Yeah. It's already out now. I think since June 30th, it's been out, and it's set a record in terms of how many streams and rentals it's had. So, in terms of your comment about rewatchability, I think there's people that are rewatching the shit out of this.
Well, and on the topic of like records, so as of right now, it is the highest grossing film before inflation adjustment with a maximum production budget of $1 million. So for a film with a budget of $1 million, it's the highest grossing film before inflation. And the reason it's before inflation is because Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon, was produced for $850,000 in 73. And it grossed $400 million, which would be equivalent to $2 billion in today's money. I mean, it's a fucking great film. But like the facts, and you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe this is gonna do crazy shit at the Oscars because like that's a classic film. Enter the Dragon is a monumental, massive film. And the fact that this kid, because he's like 24 or 26 or something like that, like just, I guess he's not a kid, but this young director kind of really first time out. He does have his 60-minute other feature, is going toe to toe with this stuff. Also beat out Mandalorian, like all these big budget films. Like it is impressive, right? So
but we should definitely get on to Odyssey quickly because time's running short.
Well, before we do that, I just want to have a quick conversation about this other thing. Okay, so the art director makes her like $8,000 under our union rates up here for a tier F project under $2 million. Basically, she could do that. She could negotiate those types of rates. But she also worked on all those other departments. So here's like kind of the question I want to leave the audience with before the obsession, we move off of obsession, is like, does the production company, because it wouldn't be the distributor that would pick this up, this cost up, unless it was written into the contracts as like a revenue sharing, like just the production company alone, when they sold it, let's say they made the thing with $1 million, right? They sell it for 15. That's all of their money. There's no sharing there because it's not the distributor. So they could have taken, so they take $1 million off of that, boom. Now they've made $14 million. They could have easily just taken another $1 million out of that and went to key crew and like spread some of that money around, right? And like, again, we don't have a ton of time. Maybe we'll talk about this later, or I'm definitely going to do a TikTok on this because I want some feedback. Here's my question. A, out of the goodness of their heart, I know they're a business, but just to be like, cool, do you think they should have done that? And B, when you're working on features as a low independent key, so that's like your head of your department, maybe you think that we should maybe be writing in revenue sharing agreements right into the initial contracts? Just quick notes on that, Scott, and then we'll do a quick rundown on the Odyssey.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, because I don't know the business end like you do. Has anybody ever done that before? Has anybody
we've talked about that? So stuff like Sing Sing, and then there are other people that are doing this to try and pay, because what you want to do is you want to keep your upfront costs down, and then if things do well, then you share in the wealth. So I've even been in meetings where they talk about like you take a certain percentage of the points, which is the percentage, and what you do is you kind of give them out to your keys, so your key gear, maybe your DOP, stuff like that. And then if the film does great, they get a piece of the action. And if it doesn't, they got a paycheck, and that's cool. Because the other thing I want to bring up with people is one of the pushbacks you hear is like, yeah, but you got to work on this like really important feature film. It's like, yes. And really the people that benefit from like that's what you call exposures are your actors, your director, your producers, and your cinematographer. If you're a grip, if you're the key grip or something, like, yeah, maybe if you're at a film school, but if you've worked on a bunch of feature films, like other than maybe something like super technically heavy, like a Christopher Nolan film or something like that. And again, I make some generalizations here. It's a fucking job. Like when you're crew, it's a job. If you're a locations manager, it's a fucking job. Like, yes, in some respects, if you're working on James Bond, you're flying all over the world, but then you also might be just using like a local fixer. So this like Curry, this is great for him. Even if he doesn't get a big payout, he's got.
I think
he deals.
Yeah, I think he for sight unseen, somebody's paying him like 80 or 20 or something, 25 million for his next project.
Which I hope that shit bombs, just because I love it's sort of like, hey, what happened to the Skinamarink guy? Right? The fuck has he done? Because he was a one-hit wonder. So I would rather less money spent on these directors and like smaller amounts spread over more people. So you got what, 3 minutes to talk about this next movie?
Give or take, yes.
Okay, just go Odyssey.
It's amazing. Every other movie should give up now.
All right, that's it for me. We're good, everybody.
Are you serious?
I think this is fucking like, for what the feat was, what they did, just not the actors, but just technical crew. The feat they did to get this done and film this whole movie in IMAX is astounding.
IMAX 70 millimeter too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's astounding. Like how intricate. Oh my god, I can't say.
Intricate.
Yes,
intricate. That's what you're trying to say.
They had to be because I think the film only does like 5 minutes each time in terms of recording. To have everything so fucking perfect that eh, like you're not wasting film, you're not wasting time. Um, but yeah, like I was dumbfounded and blown away by it. And it's a 3 something hour movie, and I didn't like I could have sat down for more. Like I was not bored. Like this had me from go.
Yeah, so I watched it not in 70 millimeter. I did watch it in IMAX though. Yeah, it's about 2.5 hours. It's beautifully shot by cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytma. The cast is stacked. I actually still have just notes because I did a quick little TikTok on this. You've got like Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, like, and then the list just keeps going. Like every role is a known actor or musician. Um, I think Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway and Robert Pattinson are shoe-ins for Oscar nods. Would you agree with that?
I'll be honest, I don't know about Hathaway.
Okay.
Uh, but I do see Damon for
Like
lead.
Pattinson was amazing.
Right,
Robert
but
Pattinson is amazing in this.
yeah, get these beggars out of here, man. Uh, but that's the thing, like there, even though there were small roles, like it didn't feel like anybody was wasted. Like John Berthenham as like he's in the movie for what, 5 minutes, give or take,
Mhm.
but like they give him like those 5 minutes are his, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
like even Charlize Theron, right? Like I understand why you wouldn't want to leave the island. I wouldn't want to leave the island,
All right,
right?
so the only one that really stands out to me as being miscast, and I know I'm going to get some hate for this, John
Don't say it.
Leguizamo. John
Oh,
Leguizamo.
okay. I thought you were gonna say something else. I was
No,
like,
no, 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 no. It's John Leguizamo. He he never strikes me as like being the character, like really being the three-dimensional person. He feels like a caricature, almost like in a comedic way, and not in places where it should be comedic. I found him, yeah, I would have definitely cast somebody totally different. I don't even know, just not him. And I really like him as an actor. There's also some line delivery issues. First off, the script, this is one thing I'm going to say. The beginning of this film, and even actually to be fair, the actual dialogue in this film is not great. And this is not, I know online there's a lot of conversations about using like dad versus father. I'm not even talking about like those types of things. I'm actually just talking about like the words spoken. Often I'm like, yeah, you guys could have maybe done another pass on the dialogue.
My dad is coming home.
You're pining for a daddy you didn't even know.
The other thing that I noticed, which I actually had someone comment on our TikTok about, was sometimes it feels like actors are reacting too fast or too slow. Like it feels like they're not in the scene with their scene partner. And then someone commented on our TikTok on this where they said it's because in order to shoot close-ups with the
they
big
had the
IMAX,
mirror. Yeah.
you're using mirrors. So I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's because of that. But then I'm like, okay, can't you just like edit it better then, especially in like one shots, because then just tighten it up. So if you haven't seen it yet, or if you have seen it, I'd love to know your feedback on that. Yeah, it's just under 3 hours. The first 2/3 felt okay, but this film to me really brings it home in the last 20 minutes to the point that like not only does it capstone everything, there's great fight scenes and that type of stuff, but like emotionally, like the emotional gravitas of this film hits dramatically in the end. Like where there were points I was like, am I getting fucking teared up in the Odyssey? So I highly recommend seeing it. I'd like to, I'm going to wait because the 70 millimeters showings where we are like an hour and a half away and they're sold out for like a month. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. And then I want to, because I don't want to sit at the front of the fucking theater again to watch this movie. Did you have any criticism of it?
No, like I'll be honest. I know you're talking about the dialogue and thing, but like this was the film that for me, I'm like, fuck, Nolan doesn't get enough credit for his screenwriting. right? Like he's written pretty much most of his movies. I
Well,
think
about
if
half of them. He's written about half of them
I was
because some are adaptations and stuff, right?
I was
So
gonna say like I thought Insomnia was the only one he didn't like have a part in terms of writing or story or anything. But
well, I'll have to check into that.
yeah.
So
But
put it this way, this dialogue was so bad for me, I had to check to see if this was the first time Christopher Nolan had written by himself.
really?
Like that's how
Oh.
I felt about.
Yeah, I was the reverse, and I was like, "Fuck!" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, he doesn't. He's so renowned for his the technical side of this that he's I like I don't think he's getting enough credit for the writing side.
I never said thank you.
And you'll never have to.
Yeah, like I went with my son. He enjoyed the shit out of it. I enjoyed the shit out of it. And this was one of our like films we wanted definitely to watch this year, and I'm fucking glad we did. We also did it in IMAX, not 70 millimeter, but just in regular IMAX, and that was like fucking awesome to do too.
Okay, so you are right about screenplays, but for example, Memento is based off of Memento Mori. So again, anytime you have something like that, because novels or books often have really, unless they're fiction or nonfiction, I mean, they have great dialogue, right? Because that's kind of like how you're conveying stuff. So like even like, and then Batman Begins, for example, has him as
And
a
David Goyer.
writer, but he has a co-screenwriter, right? So
Mhm.
like I said, there was about half of them when I started looking that were just him, like following. That's just Christopher Nolan, where it wasn't based on something else, doesn't have somebody else like helping out with the screenwriting. Yeah, anyway, those are my takes on the Odyssey. It's a massive film. If you like cinema, go watch this movie. All the other chatter about like woke casting and stuff, fuck that. Like none of that shit even matters. Also, listen, this is a fake story. It's a fake story. This is not real. So you can like there's no like unfortunately no one probably got as close as possible to casting a real Cyclops. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't use CGI or anything. So I think the Cyclops was what, like a big guy and a puppet or something?
Yeah, the person who played the Cyclops was the Cindy who's dad from Ron Howard's Grinch movie,
Oh, okay. So was this the
right?
guy in a costume?
Yeah, and then they just did the depth perception.
Oh, okay.
Same thing with the when they did the when they're in the
The
land of the
Knights?
giants. Yeah, so those are all anytime they're in depth, that you saw them in screen together. The reason why like Matt Damon and his crew are always back to them. It's 5 foot stunt doubles, and all those people are 7 feet and above. So
Oh,
that's
and
where,
then camera placement.
yeah. So then it shows like the depth, like how tall they are. Yeah, and that's what I think. Like, to, like how thought out he was because they didn't want to use CGI, that much. And that's why it's fucking amazing like to see it finally like complete, and I can see why every actor, every like thing that's part of this movie is gushing over it because they lived through it, and they were like seeing like every other department just fucking hit on every level too. So
Yeah, this thing is gonna kill. It'll be interesting to see it go up against Dune for technical awards at the Oscars.
I think it will beat it because Dune will be more CGI.
What'll be interesting to see about like cinematography. But again, you're right. Like 70 millimeter IMAX. Like
Mhm.
ah. Any other last thoughts, Scott? I know you got to go and do family stuff. We kind of did this in the wrong order. I think a lot of people have talked about both of these films. We're very late to the game. I'm going to be doing a TikTok on Obsession, and I'm going to do two. I'm going to do one about the film. I'm going to be doing one about the conversations around the art director. So stay tuned for those. Yeah. Anything else before I let you go, Scott?
No, I think we've said enough. Just like you said, like, subscribe, because I definitely want these subscribers so we can have this charity fight. Because the lack of faith people have in me in these comments about this charity fight if we hit the subscribers.
Before you leave, give everybody a rundown on the charity fight and where they can see about this, like, because we have some stuff posted about this.
Yeah, and just go to our socials. It was a comment during our Mortal Kombat 2 episode.
Savage, Chris. I'm a savage. Scott's gonna lose no matter what because
At least we both agree to that.
he's gonna be. My wife told me I'm not allowed to punch. My wife said this.
Joe asked the question between
That's
the
Joe
three.
Vitello, the stand-up comedian who loves foreskin.
Yeah, asked who would win in a fight, and then we came up with a solution that, so we need your guys' help. Is if we hit 50,000 in subscribers
On YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube, we will throw a charity fight event and we will fight. And every comment on this shit is either you or fucking Joe. No one has faith in me. And
you didn't even have faith in you, Scott.
It doesn't matter because I'm a humble man. I'm humble.
We're gonna find out you're like a fucking ninja or something like that.
Well, I'm gonna fucking blood sport you guys and kickboxer you and The Quest and any other Jean-Claude Van Damme fucking movie that revolves around a fighting tournament. Death Warrant, like that was just a tournament in fucking jail, right? But yeah, I'm waiting for this.
All right, man. Everybody, don't forget, check us out, and we will see you next week.
And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com.
Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.